All right, so I got another reaction coming at y'all real quick, man. And it's something that I seen on Facebook. The sister asked a good question, man, so I thought I would, give my opinion on that thing. Give y'all a bit of perspective. Come out the Bible. So the sister asked, serious questions. For men and women, what are ways women can be more feminine, soft, or submissive? And we're going to go through the Bible. It's a good question, I feel like a lot of sisters don't really get they don't get this type of training growing up. A lot of our sisters really be being trained in the wrong shit that really be putting them behind the 8 ball. So let's go into this Bible right quick. I feel like this is one of the first things right here that a lot of sisters, if they understood this, they'd be in a lot better shape. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. So what was the reason for me going here? It said, hast thou a wife after thy mind? So in most of these situations, a lot of sisters, they go into relationships and they don't want to follow the man. Now, obviously, a lot of sisters, they main comeback is, well, if he's not leading, I don't want to follow. You supposed to figure that out before you start getting into all the deep stuff. If you're not willing to follow that man, y'all shouldn't be going no further than that. So I'm gonna read it again. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not. So the Bible telling you as a man, if you got a sister that's really trying to assist you in what you're trying to get accomplished, if she willing to follow you, don't forsake that sister, right? He said, but give not thyself over to a light woman. So a lot of times, especially our sister, they get into this bag where they feel like education is what drives men away. But it's usually not the education. It's the first part of this statement. You know what I'm saying? Because giving yourself over to a light woman, a light means stupid or dumb. You know what I'm saying? She ain't all the way there. So the scripture is telling you that you're supposed to find a wife that, you know what I'm saying, she's smart, you know what I'm saying? But she still got to be willing to follow. And most of our sisters, they ain't trying to do that. That's a part of being feminine, being willing to follow. Now, I understand a lot of women don't want to follow the dude that's out here. But if y'all gonna be laying with these niggas, y'all need to go ahead and get that shit out your mind that, well, what am I following? If you willing to take ride, you should be willing to follow. It is what it is. Moving on. Let's get some more. I'm gonna start at verse 22. This is another thing that I feel like it can help the sisters to be more feminine. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. And why do I go here? The scripture is telling you that women gonna be angry if she happen to maintain a man. So as a woman, you shouldn't be dealing with a man that you have to maintain. So if you having to pay this nigga bills, if he's not very smart, you having to try to coach him on being a man. If you in a situation where you trying to be patient with him till he get his shit together, you shouldn't be in a situation like that. Your father wouldn't give you to a man like that, so you shouldn't even be in a relationship with a nigga like that. Let me read it again. Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. Look those words up, impudence and reproach. Because that's what we see in the black community. Most black women, they put themselves in positions where they dealing with men that's not really worthy of being in relationships. But you give yourself over to that man, now you being the angry black woman stereotype. So one of the main ways that you can stop the foolishness and kind of stay in a feminine, more feminine role is to stop dealing with dudes that you shouldn't be dealing with in the first place. Read on. Verse 23, a wicked woman abated the courage, making an heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, making weak hands and feeble knees. Now, this is one of the main reasons men even want to deal with sisters. It's because of the comfort that most women bring. But most of the time in the black community, our sisters ain't got no comfort in them. It is what it is. Most of our sisters do not have no comfort in them. So it go back up to the first statement, reading it again. He said, a wicked woman abated the courage. So a lot of times you see, especially in the black community, especially back in the day, when you look at them old men from back in the day after, you know what I'm saying, after the civil rights movement, that women was breaking them men. I'm gonna read it again. A wicked woman abated the courage. They spirits was broken. And a lot of black women, I don't think they like to take accountability for it, but they break a lot of dudes. So one of the ways that you can stay in your feminine, the way that you can be more feminine and more soft, is to be comforting. So when if your man fall on hard times, we ain't talking about no nigga that's not doing what he's supposed to do. We talking about a dude who doing what he's supposed to do and he fall on hard times. You supposed to be comforting in those situations. You shouldn't be in a mode where you tear him down while he going through that rough time. I'm gonna read it again. A wicked woman abated the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. So she messing with his mind. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. So you gotta stay out of that. You know what I'm saying? If you going through a little rough patch, don't break down his ego. Don't tear down his spirit. A lot of women get into that bag, but you know, what's up, man? Hi, Dad. Can I get the room? I'll come get you in a minute, man. Okay? Close the door.
Close the door?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna read it one more time. A wicked woman abated the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees. So you supposed to be like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like that ride or die thing, that shit kind of played out. But if you're gonna be in a relationship with somebody, you kind of need to be in a mode where you gonna stick things out. Now, if he putting his hands on you, or you know what I'm saying, doing drugs or something like that, obviously you don't stick around for that. But if it's just the regular financial stuff, all right, let's go on. Let's move on. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 26. I'm gonna start at verse 26. This is another way that women can stay feminine, soft. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it got to do with y'all mouth, but let's get into it. Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. Because a lot of women, they want to be honored on the same level. With most women, they never really been around real men before. Most men, if he gonna kind of demand that shit, or he not gonna be dealing with you, period, point blank. So if you ain't coming with a level of respect that you really need to be coming with, real dudes ain't dealing with that shit. And you probably found that out really quickly if you ever dealt with a dude like that. But for the sisters that's looking to be more feminine, show a little bit more respect, be more soft, this is one of the bags you need to be in. You want to be showing respect for the man that you with. Showing honor. You know what I'm saying? Most women don't want to get into that bag because they feel like it's less than. But let's be real. If you come in contact with a dude that you're supposed to be coming in contact with, that you feel like is worthy of that shit, give him that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of sisters, they like to deal with niggas they know ain't shit. They complain about him not being shit. Let's read on. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be discounted ungodly of all, because we see this all the time. Women know that she's supposed to be doing A, B, and C, but she's so prideful, her pride will not let her show that man the respect that he's supposed to get. We see it all the time. She know that he a good dude. She might know that he doing everything that he's supposed to do. He doing everything like clockwork. He on task all the time. Show that man his damn respect, man. That shit's simple. Because a lot of women, they understand. They know they understand respect when it come to people outside of the man or they significant other. The main person you're supposed to be giving respect to is your man. It is what it is. Verse 27, and this to me is one of the biggest parts of it. Verse 27, a loud crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. Because in the black community, this is one of our major issues with our sisters. I don't give a damn how you slice it. If you want to lie and like this is not a thing, our sisters don't know how to control their mouth. I'm gonna read it again. He said, a loud crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. And why did I go here? Because most of our sisters, they get put in that masculine bag because of their mouth. In a lot of areas, they know how to dress feminine. You know what I'm saying? They know how to cook. They know how to clean. You know what I'm saying? They real soft spoken when they calm and when everything fine. But as soon as they feel disrespected, as soon as they feel like, you know what I'm saying, they don't like how a situation go, they get to talking real loud. They get to talking real disrespectful. And go back up to verse 26. He said, a woman that dishonoreth her husband, and she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all, because this is how it go. Our sisters be real nice, real cool when it's out in public. Everybody having fun. Hey, hi. They sipping on a little wine. Everybody chilling, having a good time. But as soon as it get a little rocky, as soon as it got to have a real uncomfortable situation, a real uncomfortable conversation, shit get real disrespectful. Shit get real loud, real fast. And women don't get on here lying like that's not what the fuck be going on. We all know. We all know. Let me read it again. A loud crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. And this is one of them things where I know it might sound a certain type of way, but this is real talk. Women are supposed to be seen and not heard. It sounds crazy, but we all understand. You can see a woman walk in the room, she ain't got to say shit. When she on her game, everybody gonna watch that sister. They trying to see how she move. Let's be real. You want to get the right attention. When women being loud, being obnoxious, you know what I'm saying, belligerent, you gonna garner the wrong type of attention. So you might get, you know what I'm saying, being loud like that, you might get some attention from some dudes that ain't worth a damn. But dudes that really know what the fuck going on in life, they not dealing with that. They not finna deal with that at all. Let's continue. Let's get some more. I ain't got too many more. Obviously, I'll see that most of these dealing with the mouth and how you interact with your man, because a lot of the small stuff, it gotta go back to Ecclesiastes 7:26. He said, a wife after your mind. So in most situations, when you come in contact with a man, he gonna actually tell you what he want from you. Just be willing to do those things. That'll automatically put you in a feminine role out the gate. You do what he tell you to do, it's gonna be what it is. If you always in that mode, like, okay, he want this, I'm gonna do that. He like for me to look like this, I'm gonna do that. He like for me to, you know what I'm saying, move like this, I'm gonna do that. He giving me advice on it. It's very simple. It's very simple. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 36 and verse 22. And most of our sisters already fall into this category, but that second part is what they have. That's what they struggle with. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 36 verse 22. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. So the Bible telling you, our brothers, we love to look at our sisters. Our sisters are beautiful sisters, right? Don't nothing beat a beautiful sister, right? But it go further than that. Verse 23. If that's the difference, you know what I'm saying? Like, you even look at Kevin Samuel's show, right? He always talk about height, weight, dress size, right? He talk about it all the time. He said men will go down in looks to go up in cooperation. So I'm gonna read it again. He said, if there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read all of it all together. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. Because that's what separate the girls that's just getting clapped up versus the women that's being made wives. It is what it is. You might be beautiful, you know what I'm saying? You might have a beautiful shape, but let's be real. If you ain't got no comfort in your tongue, if you're not a humble sister, if you ain't meek, you know what I'm saying, shame face, not up all up in niggas' faces, so, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't loud, you ain't gonna fit into this category. I'm gonna read it again. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. If there be kindness, let's be real. How many of our sisters in the black community are kind to men? Meekness, that's being humble. How many black women are humble when they come to men? And comfort in her tongue. How many women in the black community really know how to comfort their man with their tongue? Being nice, you know what I'm saying, being supportive. That automatically move you into that feminine bag. It is what it is. Now you might have to, you know what I'm saying, find you some femininity coaches or something like that to, you know what I'm saying, help train you in these things, because this stuff ain't gonna just happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to be taught how to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, if you got a patient man, he'll work with you on that type of stuff. But 9 times out of 10, most of our sisters ain't learning this stuff on a day-to-day basis. He said, if there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. Because let's be real. That's not a normal thing in the black community, or just with men in general. Most people don't see those things in a woman. It is what it is. Most dudes be miserable as fuck. It is what it is. But if a sister got kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, that's gonna separate her. That's feminine, period. That's feminine. It is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm out.